I can understand, we can take the action immediately.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Nitin, tell us a little bit about what Beumer does in India.
See, Beumer as a group globally, it's into intralogistics business, material handling system, primarily serving markets like cement, mining, petrochemical, airports, and logistics. Logistics, when I say it's intralogistics for distribution and warehousing and courier express parcel. India is active in all the business segments, 6 business segments of Beumer. Since India being a developing nation, our major chunk of the business comes out from infrastructure related, which is cement. As the market grows, as the economy will grow, we are seeing already, and we will see in the coming years, our bigger business will go into logistics and airports as the bigger airports are being built. In the Western world, our bigger business is coming from airports and logistics. In the developing world, it comes out of cement and mining. And that's how our business keeps transforming over the scenario of the economic development of the country.
What is the kind of support that you get from Beumer Germany to the Indian company?
See, Beumer Group in India, it's a 100% subsidiary of Beumer Group Germany. So we have exactly same processes which are there in Germany or at any other subsidiary. The tools which are used are same. The processes, however, there are certain processes which are adapted to the needs of Indian market. In addition to that, complete technology development, complete product development, it is done jointly with Germany. Some products are completely developed out of India, but most of the products are developed in Germany. If we make it in India, we have a standard process of localization and making it indigenous, and there our German team and our Indian design team, they work together to localize it, because it's just not that you have a product and you just bring it in India and you just manufacture it. You need to localize it, and that's a process.
Do you also make software and hardware, or is it only hardware?
No, we basically do the mechanical layer, then the electrical layer, then the controls and the IT. So it's complete value system in a product or a system. Beumer India is also part of a hub structure globally. So certain businesses we work, do the engineering work, whether it's mechanical engineering or IT engineering or software, for certain businesses in hubs, so that we don't create resources in every country. In that particular scenario, Beumer India is one of the 4 hubs which are serving the airport market globally. So we do quite a lot of engineering out of India to support our global initiatives and global projects. Currently from India, we are doing projects for in UK, in Indonesia, in Philippines, in Norway, in Middle East. So that's how we deal.
Okay. In your experience, as MD at Beumer India, what is the customers? You have a range of customers in cement and mining and across. So, what is the level of technologies that they are adopting so that they can make work more efficient and sustainable?
See, the Indian industry, in my opinion, I've been for last 10 years working in India, and my take is that Indian industry is little late always in adopting technologies, particularly in manufacturing industry or the industry where we deal in. And most of the times, the adoption of technology by Indian industry boils down to ROI. I believe most of the Indian industry which lags in taking the right technology is the wrong ROI models. because unfortunately the ROI model in India, which is developed by most of the companies, is based on reducing manpower. In my personal opinion, the moment you have a ROI model which is based on reducing manpower or saving on manpower, that is the starting point, and you are wrong on your starting point. You need to define more data points to define a ROI model. When you are implementing a technology, you need to see 3 years down the line how much volume you can increase by the same manpower, or by adding only 2% of manpower, 5% of manpower. Another thing is, when you implement technology, you might be able to reduce manpower, but you will increase the cost of manpower or bring it to the same, because you'll need more skilled manpower. So it's a myth that bringing technology, bringing automation will remove people. I believe it will improve the humankind, it will improve the skill level of humankind, because we will go away from unskilled people to semi-skilled or skilled people. Yeah.
You said you work with a lot of mining companies. The mining segment was, at a standstill about 2 years ago or some time.
It is still.
So how did you, what was the kind of magnitude?
So we started our activities in mining only few years back. We thought coal would be a good industry and will move, but we don't see any movement at all. We see a little bit on the steel side, some movements which are coming, but we see suddenly some movement in the port segment, and which is our business, which is related to mining products, whether you are coal or ores and all. So we do some specialized conveying systems. So there, cement, we are seeing some activity, though the capacities what are available in the cement industry are not fully utilized, but we are seeing capital infusion in the cement industry, and quite a lot in automating the process of moving the material from mines to the plant. We believe the biggest market in the bulk material handling, where we deal mainly in minings and all, would move to ports in India, because India's port industry is just starting, and that's where we see the biggest opportunity to putting our bulk material handling equipments, which is used in mining industry for conveying equipments for our business, that will move in port, and it's the right time to move into the port industry.
Talking about ports, Nitin is involved in building roads, so he wants to build cement roads now, so that means more cement. He wants to also make, the draft level at ports and the berthing level at ports is being increased, so more dredging is happening, so more bigger ships can come. So a lot of movement is happening in both shipping and transport and infrastructure. What do you see for your business, and what are the changes you're making in your business to adapt to the fast changing industry there?
I think we welcome, and I have been for quite some years, I have been advocating this. I had an opportunity of meeting up Honorable Minister, also you are referring to. He inaugurated recently one of the most automated distribution center in India, in Nagpur, in April, that's developed by us. That's whole automation is done by Beumer Group. We believe the infrastructure is must to bring down the logistics cost. Waterways, if we talk about the project Sagarmala, which is one of the flagship projects of the Shipping and Transport Minister, I think will bring down the cost drastically of logistics. Currently, you see, in India, our logistics costs are around 16 to 17%, whereas globally it is around 10% or below 10%. Going forward in cement industry, which is a commodity and an infrastructure required product, the logistics cost, the transportation costs are 25%. You cannot any further improve your raw material cost, your operations cost. You need to work on the logistics cost. And with this GST, with the tax regime changing, the octroys going away, and interlinking of rivers and waterways, I think if we are able to save 5-6% in our logistics cost, it's going to change the whole game. The travel time in a day, if the trucks can take 100-120 kilometers, fantastic. Because you basically in 10 days you are reaching 1500 kilometers. So basically you are, say, moving a material from Bangalore to somewhere in Assam. You do it in 10 days. Currently it takes a big heavy capital equipment 25 to 30 days. So this for sure will bring a lot of efficiency within the system. Second part we see, which is logistics, which is related to somehow GST as well, that due to the next new tax regime, you will have consolidation of volume in the warehousing industry. So instead of having a lot of warehouses here and there, so you can consolidate for India maybe 3 or 4 warehouses which are mother hubs, and then you create smaller spokes which is to the radius of 250 kilometers. And then you develop your logistics plan, whether it is the waterway, Sagarmala, or the road, but the whole network has to change, and I believe there is a huge potential in saving for industry in this.
I think it's, I was there at the Sagarmala press conference when Nitin Gadkari announced it, and he made some really, Nitin Gadkari always makes some drastic announcements, like he did with CM yesterday.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the same thing he did at Sagarmala. So okay, let's get in that video. So at Sagarmala he was telling, he announced that logistics cost, once the Indian waterway is developed, logistics costs will come down to 9%.
Quite possible.
And for everyone across the world.
Quite possible. See, if you do one thing, if you are if you move to Indian coastal, if you are manufacturing somewhere in Maharashtra, Mumbai, and your distribution has to be coastal region, and you don't move your goods by road, and you move in barges, your cost will be below 9%. And interlinking of rivers, I think, which was a pet project of earlier Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, where the outgoing railway minister was doing initial work. That's, I think, will change the complete dynamics, and with Sagamala and interlinking the multimodal hubs which are getting made, for example in Banaras or somewhere in northeast, Brahmaputra, northeast, it will change. If you have a multimodal hub where you have a river, you have a road network, and very easily seaport nearby, you will change the whole dynamics. And adding into that, which is not part of the multimodal, since we are also into aviation industry and we do quite a lot of work, if the airports are added into it, and this multimodal hubs which are created, which has got waterways, roadways, seaways and airways, it will be fantastic. So it will change the whole game.
But then, also a lot of companies, a lot of companies are hesitant, because we speak to a lot of manufacturing companies. A lot of companies are hesitant to make any investments because they don't see a spike in sales. It's like, I will invest, I will build capacity, but then I'm not able to sell that capacity.
For sure, I think this is currently the situation we have. So for sure, consumption has to grow. There is no second thoughts about it. Unless the consumption goes up, whatever we are building, it's not going to happen. And I think the consumption has to build up in tier 3, tier 2 and in the rural areas. That's where the consumption has to grow. So if you go to cities, your malls are full, your cinema halls are full, your offices are full. You don't need anything to be done over there. It's I call it cities have become in India like a mushroom. So we have a mushroom effect. You have a little space and then these many people, and we still keep developing this. You don't need to develop any more cities in India. You need to move this out into hinterland, and unless that is done, consumption will not grow, and unless consumption is not growing, we cannot invest. So it's a circle, complete circle.